Oh, all right, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. And one thing I want to add, Miss Latoya, it's a ticket that's at the end of their emails that they have to download and then put it in when they register, they have to upload it. And when they choose their VIP status, they don't have to purchase one. So that person, so look at the bottom of your emails. It should be at the bottom that you guys got for the ticket to upload to show proof of that for you guys. But
Great, thank you.
you are welcome. All right, everyone. For those that I spoke with and went over about how your preferences are, can we get some feedback on how did you think of that? What were your thoughts on getting back? We're following up from when I had you do the assessment. We talked about the four behavioral preferences that you prefer to do. What's some feedback for the ones who have met with me?
Say for mine, it was really accurate and it was really helpful when you gave me some tips on just like time management and being able to like organize things better.
Okay, that's good. And some of you still need to schedule, and some of you still need to take the assessment that I saw too. So if you haven't, feel free to do so and make sure you schedule, and I'll work with you, guys, also independently. And we're always here, like I said, to help you guys and still empower you and support you along your journey through the program and even afterwards. We are a resource for you. So tonight I want to speak with you guys, and we're going to go over business writing. And as Miss Latoya talked about, this is going to help you doing your projects too, so you can see the difference between the different business writings and when actually to use those type of business writings that you have. Let me share my screen. When you guys hear about business writing, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I would say for me, when you said business writing, I thought about like online articles and then also, let's say like analytics, like quarterly earnings, revenue, stuff like that.
Right? That comes as a different type, actually, business writing that we're going to actually speak about today. And we're talking about the difference too. There's a difference in between the different writings also. Time to share. Are you guys able to see my screen or no?
No, we're not seeing anything yet.
Okay. All right, let me try this way. It's going a little slow. Okay. Can you guys see it now?
Looks like it's loading. Yep, we
Okay.
can see it now.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. As me, it's Miss C. Morgan, or you can call me Miss C. Which one you prefer? We're going to go over the business writing for an advanced fundamentals cohort. And welcome. I like how you said in the type of articles, because those are scholarly. What we're going to go over today, we're going to identify the purpose of business writing and discourse. We're going to tell the different types of it, and we're going to actually tell you the definition of a discourse too. And we're going to look at the different types of literary discourses also. So, texting, which many of you might know, texting is a type of discourse. A discourse is just a written text with a specific purpose, and it's organized according to the purpose for that. Discourse is a fancy word just for a dialogue or discussion, no matter how you have that discussion. So, for example, if you're debating the value of a buffalo chicken wings versus barbecue chicken with a friend, you're engaging in a discourse, is what you're having. And a lot of times, also, what comes up is it's not just a language, it's the way we use the language to communicate with each other. So, in social situations all around. So, it's a way to share our thoughts, our ideas, build relationships, and also establish culture. One thing, too, we influence each other with it also, and we create meaning in our world. So, I want you to think about discourse as a language tailored to social context. So, any way you engage socially, and remember, we talked about different ways of verbal and nonverbal too. Those all come into the ways that we communicate. And some things that people think about is sign language. Sign language, you use your hands. It's more body language, but there's also emphasis on what they're saying to try to convey how they're trying to communicate with you. So I want you to write a quote. I'm going to give you like one minute. I want you to write a quote or a motivational statement about yourself or something that you like. You might have your own motivational quote or something that you resort to. So an example that's here is I am what? What are you? You can use that or come up with your own. I want to give you 1 minute to do so to start a motivational statement or quote. Okay, what is an I am or a motivational quote that you have wrote down or one that you like that you reference to?
That I don't get better thinking about how everybody else does things. I get better by finding my own path.
Okay, that's good. I like find your own path. You're not taking the road less, you're taking the road less traveled. Very good. All right, who else? Some I am or motivational statement.
I said, I am the steady bloom, becoming who I was always meant to be.
Good, I like that. All right, next.
Mine is I'm capable of anything.
Very good. I love that. These are good coming from having the mindset entrepreneurship class last week. All right, who next?
I got one that's like based off of Theodore Roosevelt, where it's like believe you can and you're halfway there.
Very much so. Very much so. Good.
Mine was you can't succeed without failure.
Very much so. Yes, I love that. I love that. First attempt at learning is what I look at. You have to try before you can even move and doing things. Thank you. I appreciate that. And make sure you guys post those somewhere that you can see it every day in your mirror or on your dresser or before you walk out the door. I want you guys to post those and reference those also. So, what is business writing? You have business versus writing, and what is the difference? Business writing, it can be defined as, of course, where it takes place in a workplace, in your place of business. And personal writing is a writing that is for any other purpose that fulfills that writer's need. So the style, the format, the tone, even the vocabulary that you can use, it can be similar, but the intention behind it and the composition is what differs between the difference of business versus writing and in between. So again, so it's a type of writing that's used in a professional setting. So anywhere that you have been, so where have you seen some business writing at?
In emails,
Very much so. Yeah. Where else?
Like in scholarly sources when you're reading like let's say a research paper.
Mm-hmm. That came with that. You have your facts. That comes from that, very much so. And where have you used it? Have you guys used business writing anywhere?
I've used it in some extracurriculars.
I used it for my marketing class a lot.
Okay. Very much so in marketing. And what aspect of marketing? How did you use it?
I used it for presentations and different sometimes we had to do essays on what we would do to solve problems and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good example. Thank you. So when we're going to use business writing, I want to give you guys some tips, and it's going to give you an overview of the business writing that we're going to talk about, but it's also going to help you look at it a different way also. Try- Let me know if you can hear it too, please. Hmm. It's not. I don't know if it's doing it because it's in um Zoom. I'm gonna try to play it different for you guys, the video.
Business writing is any written communication used in a profession.
Hmm. Are you guys able to hear it yet?
We heard it for like a
We
split
heard
second.
it.
Okay. Let's see what it's gonna do.
Build a website you love with Wix, where your words.
Are you able to see it now or no?
Business writing is any written
I
communication.
can't see it.
No.
Stop.
Now we can.
Okay.
Used in a professional setting, including emails, memos, and reports. It's direct, clear, and designed to be read easily. And with practice, you
Well,
can become an effective business writer. So whenever you're writing a business document, get to the point quickly. Tell your readers what they need to know up front so they don't have to hunt for it. Make every sentence short and direct while keeping your paragraphs brief. Doing this will add focus while making your document easy to read and remember. Most business writing needs a call to action, which is information that instructs and encourages a response from your readers. It lets them know what they should do, where to go, and so on. In addition to being professional, keep your writing polite. Consider using a brief greeting or conclusion, and remember that offering courtesies like please and thank you go a long way. Revision is a key part of good writing. So after you finish your first draft, read it over and figure out what works and what doesn't. Clarify sentences, simplify word choices, and organize the structure until everything flows in a logical order. As part of your revision process, try reading your work aloud or ask someone to give you feedback. Both of these methods can help you discover new perspectives and ideas. With so much to read and rewrite, don't be surprised if it takes a few revisions before your document is polished and ready to go. Remember, business writing is a skill that takes a lot of practice to develop, but as you improve, you will possess an incredibly valuable job skill.
Great.
Business writing is any written communication used in a professional setting. Memos and
That doesn't want to stop. All right, those are some of the tips with the business writing. And we're going to go, like I said, we're going to go over and we're going to break it down even more. So I want to go over the purpose of business writing. And to me, the purpose of it, as I like to use, I like acronyms that help me remember things. As easy as PIE is the purpose. So the persuade, inform, and entertain, the difference of your purposes when we do business writing. So to inform, it tells us about the true, real facts. It's me telling me information about, it's nonfiction because of, what is it because of? So for example, imagine you're at a manager at a coffee shop and you're there, you're talking to your team about a new type of coffee bean that you're starting to use. So you're going to write an email and you're just detailing about the new bean, where it is, what kind it is, where it's from, how is it different from the old one that's currently being used. It's just about sharing information so everyone knows what actually is going on, to keep everyone involved and up to speed of what we're doing. So that's the informing aspect of it. The persuading, let's say you're trying to convince your school to start a new club or start a recycling program. The persuading, you're going to write a letter, to the principal. You're explaining why recycling is even important and how can it benefit the school and what steps need to be taken. So here, it's not just sharing the information like we do when we're informing, but we're trying to convince the reader or somebody to take action or agree with your point of view, the persuading aspect of it. So when we have entertaining, the E of the pie, it's how do you know? Does it give the reader or yourself enjoyment to read because of what? Is it fiction? Because of what? So someone wrote this to be funny because what is the reason when it comes on entertaining? So the story, it doesn't give facts. It doesn't try to persuade someone to do something. It's just the part of where the character and what you're saying is trying to say, it's just to do it for fun, especially in the part that's entertaining. So an example I would say is, imagine you have a school newsletter and you want to write about a recent event or a recent school fair that happened. So you write about how fun it was, how engaging. In the article, you're going to describe the events. What food was there? Was it good food? Or is there a favorite one or a favorite vendor that was there? You're going to talk about the games and the overall atmosphere of it. Your goal is just to provide an enjoyable reading experience, just like some of the books that you guys made right now. It can take you to maybe a favorite place you like to go, maybe a beach. When you write, you listen to the details. You're just reading about an enjoyable experience that makes the readers feel or maybe make them laugh about what's going on, especially at that fair. Like, how did you have a good time there? So in each of the cases that we talked about in Pi, the persuade, inform, and entertain, it's the style, it's the tone, and the content that you're writing about. So will the change is going to be based on your purpose and your intent. So when you're doing informing again, informing is going to be very straightforward and factual. So and persuading, that can also be a debate sometimes too. It can be argumentative, where you're trying to give both sides of the coin, both sides perspectives. And it is to disagree a lot of times too when you're trying to persuade somebody. And like you see on TV now, debates of what is or why, just like an example, why is this food better than this food? What is your opinion? What are your thoughts behind it? And then the entertaining, it just focus on engaging and amusing the reader or the person that you are speaking to. Now, there are four types. Whoops, I'm sorry. I clicked too fast. What I want to do to stay on the instructional aspect of it, it's flipping on me, I'm sorry. So there's four types of discourse. Remember, we're saying it was just an aspect as basic for having a conversation, the discourse is. For the four types of discourse, I like to use the word pit. That's why you see like a pit stop with race cars. Remember, the purpose is pie. I use the four different types of discards in language as a pit. So we have persuasive again. We actually have informational and instructional, and we also have transactional. So within each of them that you see, you have some examples here of what business writings and discourse that you can use it for. So instructional, one is like a recipe. It's actually telling you step by step on how to do something. It's not telling you how you felt. You're not trying to persuade. You're just giving straight instructions on it. And even in the business aspect of it too is your standard operating procedures. These are instructions to tell you how to do something. You have informational. You see it's a company report. It's your financial statements. These are all factual that they can be how you say disputed, but they're still straight facts. They're bulletins and just memos, straight information on telling you something to convey something to you. You have persuasive, of course. When we have, you have your recruitments, a lot of times there's commercials, there's you guys have done your pitches. That is a part of persuading somebody to come to your business or why you stand out better than anyone else in your business and what makes you so unique for someone to use your product and why you care, because it makes a difference in that. And then, of course, transactional, those can be, as some of you stated, your emails, it could be your invoices a lot of times. And it's a permit, it's even a permission slip. It's a transaction between two people that are giving permission to go somewhere. So transaction means an actual transaction that is actually going on. So remember, PIT for your different types of discourse, and PI for the purpose of business writing. So instructional, as I was giving earlier, you make it your business is what you do. You tell what is actually going on. It's designed to grow. And you guys are going to need these two when you make for your own business. You're going to need standard operating procedures or SOPs. You're gonna need how-to guides. You're gonna need how to do manuals. A lot of those to actually help when you build your team more to say, I need this done without you having to repeat yourself all over. You're gonna have these handouts, or some of them are gonna be handbooks. Some serve you if you have jobs or doing part-time jobs now, you have employee handbooks and you have some manuals. And a lot of you, based on your behavior preferences, you prefer to have these to tell you what to do, what you are able and not able to do. It makes your business stand out and being organized too when you have instructions. It gives you more time away because in the instructional as a step-by-step guide, it's like the recipe it's saying. So tell me exactly how you're going to do something. For instance, how do you make your famous chocolate chips, or how some of the hair products that some of you're making, or some of the coding that you're doing? How are you doing it? Those steps, they need to be clear and precise so anyone can follow them and they can actually replicate it, and make sure a lot of times it doesn't come up as a disaster when you're doing. So in the next activity, we're going to practice doing some instructional writing. And your first one is I want you to plan. I'm going to give you guys, separate you into breakout rooms, and I want you to plan a cultural exchange day. The scenario is to write a guide, and doesn't have to be very detailed. I'll give you about 10 minutes to do it and working together. Write a guide on how you plan a cultural exchange day at school. Include the steps on selecting the culture you're going to explore, the type of activities that you're going to do, and how to engage the students. Is this understood? I see thumbs up. Okay. All right. Let me put you in breakout rooms for 10 minutes. Okay, so you guys are filtering back in. Okay, room one. What did you guys have for your cultural day you planned? Your instructional.
We talked about how we could make it into the concept of a club fair. Like we could do it during lunch because no one really wants to stay after school. And we could do it by doing like activities, like not board games, but like hands-on activities, so we could get people to engage in it.
Mm-hmm. And what is a step-by-step guide? A brief and planning it and how to get them engaged. So give me like the activity. What is a step-by-step guide and plan the activity that you would give somebody that can duplicate what you're asking, what you're stating?
Um, well, we didn't really talk about that.
What do you guys have? How do you make it, you said a fair kind of thing, you said, or a club aspect, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So how would you get students to join that club? Or are you presenting it as a club doing the event?
Well, it's like a bunch of we could like a club fair. How wait, you know how there's like a club fair, a bunch of clubs join together, but instead of clubs, we could do tables of like cultures. So the students could go to each table to learn about each culture.
Okay. That is part of it. All right. I see Karen, she put in the chat, you planned ideas rather than a structure, but concepts. So you had multi options rather than just one culture. Okay. It could take place in school for a couple hours or entire school day, and scholars transition from one class to another to learn of a different culture. Okay. All right. Room two. Thank you, Ying Ying. I appreciate that. And you too, Karen. Thank you. All right. Ying, your room. That was yours. Room two. You have Angie, Julian, and Yashamani.
Okay, so first we did like how we're gonna plan it, and then we did the actual day. So first we start by gathering the different ethnicities and cultures that are in the school, and then we ask students about which culture that they want to learn about, and then we research like each culture that we researched,
Mm-hmm.
and like traditional foods, holidays, music, clothing, all of that. And then we plan engaging activities like music and dance, art activities, food tasting, cultural stations, all of that. And then we promote the event by making colorful flyers and encouraging students to dress like in their culture and representing their ethnicity and all of that. And
Okay.
then the actual day would look like students um, going around like what group one said about like the little club fairs. There will be stations of each what's it called culture that we researched, and that'll oh there will be stations of different cultures that we researched, and they can go around like the what's it called? Like the little stadium or the gym, and they can
Mm-hmm.
look at and really understand other people's cultures. We can do fun activities, like I said, like food tasting, culture music playlists, like mini crafts, and maybe if they want to like get little like souvenirs, people will give them that. Um, and then it'll at the end they'll have they'll have like a little station where they can um put where they put what they learned, like things that they learned that they want to. But that's the only thing I want to do. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Very good. Love that. You guys are doing good. You guys are being on some event planning committees right now. How to guys. All right. Room three. What did you guys have?
So we did the theme of like Jamaica. So like kind of throw like a event like after school, like get one of the classrooms or something. We plan on promoting it by like posting flyers, like putting how we were gonna have like free food, free like history, games, dancing, like things that they would do in Jamaica. So we would start it off by giving a little bit of the background, get a little bit of the history. Then we would get into like the free food, like the jerk chicken, the Jamaican patties, things that they eat there. And then, we were kind of like, you could kind of, after that happens, you kind of like do whatever you want. Like if you chose to know a little more about the dances, you could go learn about the dances or some of the games that they play there because they play like different games. So after eating, you would just kind of hang out, chill, and then like chill for real. And learn how to make the Jonuku mask at one of the craft tables if you're more of an artsy kind of person.
Okay. It has a different array, a different variety. Very good. Thank you. And room four, what do you guys have?
We talked about how we would do a fashion show or like a showcase type of event. So as to where we would have like different cultures or different like countries basically showing off like their culture and like what they wear, what they like their dances, their music. And it will like have, of course, it would be like a fashion show, like it would have food, of course, and it would like have chairs and stuff, and it would be like different like people like showcasing their culture, where they're from, basically them like telling like a 10 minute each person after school, like telling like about their own culture and stuff like that, basically.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jayla. Thank you. All right. Good job, you guys. What you did, that was the instructional aspect. So like a how-to guide, how to do things and how you're planning. You guys got those minds going, those thoughts going. Very good. I appreciate that. All right. So the next writing we're going to do that we talked about informational. Before that, like what are just, remember, informational is just the facts. And you're focusing on that. There's no feelings or anything in that. Let me share my screen with you guys too. All right. Do you see my screen?
No, but I see it now.
Okay. All right, there, you don't have any opinions in it, no persuasive elements about it. These are like reports, memos and bulletins is what you do. So when you have it related to business, these would be like your company reports, your finances, or even in school, it's like your syllabus. So remember with informational, just the facts. You're writing to write the facts and details about a topic, like a news article or even a report, is what you do. So just the facts in a sense of where it is, when it opens, and what features it has. Remember, no opinions, just useful information that gives you. So if you want to go to a dance or something, that people could decide if they want to check it out. So the next activity you guys are going to do, you're going to do review of a play, just informational aspects. You're going to focus on providing the factual details about the plot, the performance, and the overall experience without personal experience, opinions that you have. I'm gonna put you in breakout rooms. You have about 5 minutes, and you can pick any play you want. But remember, you're just doing a review of it, and you're sticking to the facts about it. No opinions at all. Understand? If I don't hear any questions or anything, I'm taking it as you guys understand. And Miss Latoya put it also in the chat for you guys. And I opened all the rooms, so you guys should see things popping in.
Can you explain it to us again? Group three.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it as a group because we're gonna do another activity, so you guys are fine. Basically, it was give something just as a fact. You're gonna review a play, is what it was. And then what you do, you pull out the facts as you're reviewing the play. So focus on the facts about it, like the plot, the performance, and your overall experience without opinions.
Okay.
Is what it was. I think everyone may be coming back. Yes, Hamilton is fine to review. I just saw that in there. Yes, that is fine. All right, go ahead, I'll start with room two. What did you guys have? That should have been Angie, Julian, and Yashamani.
Oh,
Room
okay.
two.
Hi.
You're fine.
Okay, so I'll start. Our school performed Romeo and Juliet and followed the main events from the original play. It showed the feud between the two
families, Romeo and Juliet meeting at the Capulet party, their secret wedding, and the fight that led to Tybalt and Mercutio dying. The play also included Romeo being banished and Juliet taking the sleeping potion to fake her death. The actors used simple props, period-style costumes, and clear stage movements to show each scene. The play ended in the Capulet tomb where Romeo and Juliet died, and the families finally agreed to end their feud.
All right, very good. Very good. Thank you. And what was your overall experience?
It was nice. It was a nice play.
Very good. Very good. All right. Room one, what you have? Between Karen, Kyle, and Ying Yang.
To be honest, we were also confused, but we did some like a little research.
Okay, it says I see Karen, you put for Hamilton, you observed that it was a nonstop show. Transitions were seamless in actors. They almost never left the stage completely. And Hamilton experience is kind of wild. You put nonstop acting and very entertaining. Not a problem. Okay, for the next one we're gonna do together as a group in the next one what we're gonna do. Thank you everyone who gave the information. I appreciate it. Let me share my screen. Uh-oh. I think it went backwards on me. This is an example when just giving the facts of something that is going on when you guys do your flyers. It says who's what, when and where. It gave the time, it gave where it's at. She also added a 30% off her site, and it has the address and website, how to reach them. The next writing is persuasive writing. This is just convince me. You're writing to persuade the reader to believe or to do something. So, like an advertisement or a debate piece is what it is. Basically, what you guys do in your businesses and your 30-second pitches that you've done, which you guys did do. You're persuading someone to use your product, use your services is what you actually do. And in marketing your branding. Sometimes it's the colors that bring someone to you. A lot of time is how you say, some of you have used in your writings, you said holistic. Some of you use the word natural care. So it's invoking emotions for them to believe. So it's ethical beliefs in there too. And you actually invoke some emotion when you have that in writing. Now, I'm not gonna I want you guys to pitch a new school club. So you're gonna try to debate someone to join a young entrepreneurs club. So you're gonna focus on convincing others why to join the club, and why is it beneficial and exciting. So to start this off with it, why would someone join an entrepreneur club? Why would you think so? How would you try to persuade someone to join a young entrepreneurship club?
I would
What would
say
make
if they're passionate about entrepreneurship or they have like thoughts about just relations with people and getting someone to buy something, if they want to learn more about money, then this would be a good place for them.
Okay, that's good. All right, convincing them. And why would it be beneficial or even exciting to join this new club?
Say it would be exciting because entrepreneurship is really kind of a basic skill that you can use in really any interest. So you can apply this to almost anything. And so I think the biggest thing, like the biggest advantage of this club is that anybody can join because anybody can be an entrepreneur and you can really just use those skills and add them to what you're already interested in.
Very much so. Very much so. All right, that's the persuade. Remember, persuade, and the part is convince me. The next set of type of business writing is transactional. These are let's make a deal. Think of transactional again as let's make a deal. It's writing used in everyday transactions like your emails, your forms, your invoices. You focus on exchanging information clearly and efficiently. So sometimes you have to go into Word or Google Docs and you have to make an invoice for services, or this could be a written agreement A lot of times people even do a verbal agreement, but we're going to stay with the written because it's a contract for services. So what I want you guys to do based on, I'm gonna give you, and it shouldn't take long doing this. I want to give you about 5, 6 minutes, create an invoice for your services and the business that you are doing right now. What would your invoice, I would say can create invoice is what I'm gonna say. I think that might be the easiest for you guys to do. And when you do an invoice, what's usually on an invoice when you make an invoice? Invoice is a bill that you're
Like
giving
the
somebody,
amount they need to pay you or they need to
right?
pay
What else is on an invoice?
the information about what they bought or what they ordered.
Correct?
The date when they ordered
Yep.
it.
Yep. The date. About the name of your business
The
goes
due
on
date.
there. Due date. Yes, very much so. Yep. Due date. So make an invoice on what you would charge someone for your services, what you do. So it's important is to have the name of your business, the date on it, the due date, very much so, the amount on it. What else did, and the other information that the quantity, sometimes if you're having shirts, maybe 2 shirts, maybe 3 shirts. And if it's not products, you do it as services. Services is for an hour. How much are you going to charge for an hour? How much are you going to charge for 2 hours or 30 minutes? You exchange products for time when it's services that is being done. A lot of two. If it's especially if it's in the sense of hair. Is this understood? Okay, I'll put you in your breakout rooms for about 5 minutes. And I want you guys pick one business out of the group. Someone pick a business and work together to help one create an invoice for their business. Understood?
Okay.
All right. Okay, I see you guys coming back. Everyone's not in just yet. Yeah, one more group, and I'll pop it in the shortly. Okay, Kayil, what invoice and business did you guys choose to do one for?
We used Karen's business. So she said she was going to present it.
Who's going to present?
Karen.
Okay, Karen? She put it in the, see it in the chat. She did a very clinic contact you regarding your most recent appointment. Put the schedule for it. Current balance of $90. Services on there. Please pay by online, in person, and whatever is available. That is good what you put in there. When you do some of these, when you guys have different, more than one service on there, it helps putting how much each one is so they can see, especially when they have insurance sometimes to see what paid, what didn't. I like to have you please pay by on there. Also, how can they pay online or in person and what you accept on there. The only thing I see that's missing on here is would be their name on it. So when you're doing a whole one, I understand you put in a chat, but when you do a whole one, you have your business name and your address and your contact, and then you have the person's name underneath it, their name, their business, if it is that, and then their address sometimes and contact information also when doing those. All right. I'll give you guys a 5-minute break. What I'm going to do, then I'll have you guys come back. So I'll go ahead and take your at 7:55. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the break that you had. Okay. As a group, the next thing what we're going to do, we're going to put all four of these together. What we're going to do, all the four different discourses that you had. We're going to actually plan a field trip. So, in the field trip, I want you to envision we're organizing a school field trip to a museum or historical site. Which one you guys want to do? Museum or historical site? Someone come off of mute.
Museum.
Okay. We'll do a museum. Now, for the instruction part of it, we're going to need instructions for students on how to prepare. So tell me some instructions how the students can prepare to go to a museum.
You could tell them like the things they're gonna need to have, such as like bring a backpack, bring a notebook, bring a pencil, just the equipment they're gonna need, and then also just like bring lunch.
True. Right. What time do they need to be there?
I guess it depends on how far away the museum is, so they could meet at the school at a certain time.
Okay, just pick a time.
So like before the buses, so you could say like be there by 7:30 because the buses will leave promptly at 8:15.
Okay. Now, the informational aspect of it, details about the destination. So, what are some details about the museum that we can give them that they need to know?
Probably what type of museum it is.
Okay. What type are we going to say?
Art museum?
Okay. Fair. What else would they need to know about the art museum and
What
the
kind of
destination?
exhibits? Oh, you're gonna want to tell them like what city it's in, what the address is, and then what kind of exhibits they're gonna be looking at and how much time that.
Yep. Yep. That's good. The informational aspect of it. Then how are we going to persuade them? Like reasons why the trip is educational.
You could tell them what they'd be getting out of it. So, if they're interested in a certain type of pathway, they could learn a lot about that or possibly network with some people in the museum.
Hmm. Very much so. And why it's going to be educational. Let's do it from an art aspect of it, since it's art.
You'd be learning about the history of art.
Very much so. And it's in the type of art that's there when you're going to the museum. Okay, now we're going to do the transactional aspect of it, the permission slip and payment details. Well, can we talk about the transactional part?
We would obviously hand out like permission slips to students during class, and then we'd ask them to give to their parents. And we'd give them like maybe a week or two to get this signed and then turn back in, along
Mhm.
with the payment.
Yep. How long will they have? Where are they returning the permission slips to?
The teacher.
Their
Okay.
advisor.
Yep, that'd be one of them. And payment. How are we accepting payment?
You could do and through an online link or in cash in an envelope.
Okay. Yep, and bring it to them. Right? Very true. Very true. Thank you. So that's all of it planned together. Now I want someone to pick one of the business. Who wants to pick their business for us to do this activity on?
We could use mine. It don't matter.
Okay. Yours was cutting hair, correct?
Hmm.
All right. So what someone needs to organize about going to come to your business?
Um, I mean, I don't. I don't know what you would need to have organized to go to a barber shop. I mean,
Do they need to have their in preparing and the instructional aspect too? So are they walking? Are you coming to
yeah.
them?
I mean, no,
Okay.
yeah, I could come. I can say I can come into the school. I can like get free cuts, I guess, in
Okay.
person. So I'll just come with like my supplies, make sure I have like my bag with all my stuff, and then I would just need to be. They would have to like set me up in a room with a chair and a desk.
Okay, so how should the students prepare? Do they need to wash their hair?
Um,
How should they come being prepared to get their hair cut?
I mean, they can wash their hair if they want. It don't really matter. I mean, I'll just say, if you like prefer to get your hair sponged after like you get a cut, come with your own sponge because I don't want to use the same sponge for everybody. Um, Other than that, they could just come. Preferably don't wear hoodies, so I don't have to worry about your hood when I'm cutting the back of your hair.
Okay, that's fair. And the information you said, I know you said you would come to the school or come to the place. And then reason why they should visit your place.
Because black owned business. I'm here to help the community. Uh, as like I presented in the earlier models, the my goal is to be the person that goes door to door or is like the community neighborhood barber who, gets is really involved with the community and people can count on me in the community. So
Right, so
just
like a
a way to
mobile
give back.
barber. So it sounds like you're saying mobile barber and they can come to your
Hmm.
establishment too, is what I hear.
Yeah.
All right, and transaction, how do you accept payment?
Uh, Cash and card, Cash App, Zelle, cash, whatever.
Okay, all right, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so
Yep.
now the next type of the discourse we have, there's actual literary and there's actually academic discourse that we actually use in everyday language and speaking. So remember, discourse is just spoken or written communication between people, especially, and you can have serious discussion on a particular subject that you have. So literary more is refers to a presentation of a thought through language. So think of a song that you like that relates to you, or how to express yourself, or maybe even a book. So what is a song that comes to mind that you like that talks about you? For instance, let's say I think of a song off of, let's say, The Greatest Showman. It says, "This is me." So the thought behind it is it's just empowering, saying, "I'm accepted for who I am with no apologies." Are there songs that you may resonate with that can express how you are, or a book? Any of your favorite songs you guys have, or maybe poetry?
I would say Angel by Halle Bailey. That
Okay.
song relates with me.
And what do you like about that? How it expresses in that song?
I guess it kind of has a feeling of spirituality, and it connects with like the other person on the other side of the screen, because even though everyone's able to watch her music, she is like speaking to a specific group of people, and the lyrics that she's using in that song speaks to their experiences, their shared experiences. So I think that's powerful.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, the types of literature discourse, like we're talking about, you have the poetic, of course. It focuses more on the creative aspect. And I love creative aspect, especially in poems. You have short stories and you have plays. Some I had you guys do a review over them. You have expressive, it can be in art, but a lot of it you have in your academic journals. You have letters and even some diaries and then blogs, a lot, or vlogs also, which you guys use a lot of times too. And then transactional is still that type of discourse there too. It's found in instruction materials that you do, advertisements, your commercials, and then editorial articles. So, an example of a literary discourse for you, take your first name and describe yourself with it. Your first name. So, for instance, if I do C is caring. Before that, with each letter, add an adjective to that to express or describe who you are. Does that make sense? Okay, I see heads nodding. Okay. I'll give you guys about a minute and then I'll have you share. Yes, Janelle, to answer you. Hey, Jayla, what did you come up with your name to describe you?
I could even start with a letter for J.
Well,
um,
joyful.
oh, joking,
Okay.
amazing. Um,
Sorry, Jayla. Go ahead. You said joyful. I'm sorry. You said joking, amazing,
joking, amazing. I don't know. What can I do for Y?
youthful.
I was about to say youthful, loving, and amazing again. I don't know.
Ambitious. You can be ambitious.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Yin Yin, what'd you come up with? Thank you, Jayla.
Okay, I said youthful, intuitive, noble, gentle, youthful again, inspired, nice, and genuine.
Thank you. Krista. All right, what about you, Joy?
Joker, open, energetic, and young.
Okay. Yep, young is a good one. All right, and Helena.
For mine, I said H, hardworking, I, initiative, L, learner, I, independent, and nifty, and A, adaptable.
All right, and Janelle, what'd you have?
I put J for jarring. I put E for empathetic. I put N for non-exclusive. Um, I put E for oh, I forgot what I put. Um, I forgot what I put for the other E, but for the two L's, I put laugher because I love to laugh a lot, and then I
Okay.
put lovable, and then for the last E, those two E's I definitely forgot because those are tricky words. But yeah, that's what I put.
Could be exquisite, eccentric for those. Energetic, like you're saying. I love how you said that in there. Good job. All right, Angie.
Um, for A, I did ambitious, and I did nice. G, I did grateful. I, I'm still stuck on I. For E, energetic, but I don't know what I could put for I. I guess intelligent, but like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, that works.
I'll do intelligent for I.
Very good. Very good. All right. Jayra,
Yes.
what did you have for yours?
I didn't understand at all. Can you repeat it?
Yes, what did you do for your name? How did you do, what adjectives did you put with the letters of your name?
Oh, my name is hard, so because since I have like a long name, but for J, I didn't know what to do for J. But for A, I did adventureful. So
Mm-hmm.
for E, I put elegant.
Very nice.
For R, I put royalty.
Mm-hmm.
For another A, I put, what did I put? I said adventureful, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Like a good advocate for things.
Okay, that's a good A.
And
And your
then
H.
for H, I put hopeful. And then for J, I put joyful.
Very good. Very good. Thank you for that. And that I love it describing. I know a lot of times we don't think about ourselves and what we do in describing. So thank you for describing yourselves. And that's a part of a literary discourse The next one that you have is the academic aspect of it also. I don't think my screen is sharing. I think it's stopped. All right, so with your academic discourse, it's argumentative. So you can do a debate and it doesn't have to relate to sometimes a business idea, but it's when you're going between two things. So it presents individuals your insights, your perceptions, and regarding the concept or your idea that you're talking about. A lot of times you see some of the presidential debates or you have debate teams. They pick a topic and you actually say, you try to, actually, there's a persuading part to it, actually, some of it, but includes your journals and your essays that you actually do also. So your forms of it, when I was speaking of the essay, it has what you know when you make your bodies of it. Your introduction, what the writer states is significant, or what the topic is gonna be, the issues that are going to be addressed. Usually, it's in your introduction, or sometimes even your thesis or your hypothesis. So if you're thinking in science, your body of it, it has your supporting ideas, your methods, the information that you gather to support the idea and what you're writing about. And then, of course, conclusion, where you wrap it all together. The writer talks about the claims and you say where you stand at, especially if it's in a debate, when you wrap it up and you say, this is my conclusion, this is what I think. And also, I love the part where it has any recommendations for further studies, and that usually is in the scientific aspect. In the scientific world too. Are there other studies, or are there any other ways that we can explore? That's when some of them do clinical trials, when they try different medicines, to say when in your academic ones. So what I want to do with you too, and this is the part that including this part of it, but what the other part I want to do is a review with you also. Right now, do you guys have any questions or anything right now?